Yes. All right, we are live on YouTube, so good afternoon. Today is March 3rd, so we are going to talk about um, hiring process, the interview experience, and we have here on the main room, we have Camila, Warley, and Walton. My friends, let's get started. So first question we have, please introduce yourself and tell us how would you prepare for a job interview? Can you please answer that to us, Camila?
Yes. Hi, guys. Good evening. My name is Camila. I am 39. I live in São Paulo. I work as an accountant and I don't have kids. I don't have pets either. And I am here in the Talk and Talk since last week. This is my second conversation with Leandro. And I am here to improve my English, to have a great conversation. I enjoy the challenge, 30 days challenge. So I'm here just to know about the TNT, to understand a little bit how it work, and about the hiring. How would you prepare for a job interview? This is a tough question, but it's something that we need to be prepared, I guess. So it's for me, I think the best way is when you have the opportunity to practice. In Portuguese or in English, you have to practice. Sometimes you need to talk with someone in your house or just talk to yourself in the mirror. I guess is the better way to feel comfortable. Like here, we have the opportunity to watch the YouTube record. So it's a good opportunity to feel like we need to improve. So I guess is the main way to prepare when you have the opportunity to practice a lot and doing some tricks. I don't know, doing being better with the time, I guess. And what do you think about Warley?
Hi everyone. I'm Wadley. I'm 24 years old. I live in Recife, Pernambuco. I work as a front-end developer, and I'm also a Spanish host here on Talk and Talk. And now I'm trying to improve and developing my English skills and my conversation and I think that's it. About the question, I would start by researching the company and the role I'm applying. I think it's the most important. Um, I think you research about the job description and requirements. It's also important. And I think I would also practice answer the common interview questions. I don't know, in IT area, there's a lot of common questions, so I think it's important to practice these questions too. And I think that's all. How about you, Walter?
Hi guys, my name is Walzen. I'm 50 years old. I live in Pitangui, Minas Gerais. I'm married. I have a daughter. I have a cat. I'm a full stack developer. I'm a work as a website developer. And about the question, I don't have one process that, about this the interview preparation. And in my case, I always search about the company with the interview, and then in the most part of time, I this is a only one type of preparation to me is search about the company, and to me is it. And you, Leandro?
Well, I agree with all of you guys said here. I believe that we have to know what about the company, mainly about the company that we are applying for. And I mean, I don't do that like that often, but I would I would use that approach to I believe the other questions will ask us about it, but I would define previously my weaknesses, my strengths. That are these are classic questions that HR people always ask us. But mm, I believe the best way to prepare for a job interview is to be like sure about your abilities. Like, what have you had done before? What is your experience about the projects that you have contributed for? I believe that's the key to you. Like, how can I put this together? To you be able to share with the people your. It's hard because sometimes we have like 10 or 20 minutes to sell ourselves to the company or to the people that are hiring. And sometimes we are not the best fit to the position, but we can do our best by first of all understand about the company, understand totally about the position, what it demands, and how your abilities, your skills can fill the gaps that the company are looking to solve. Like, I would do like that way. I would be sure about my abilities, my skills, soft and hard skills, and then apply to the job and be honest. Like, if you are demanding experience in this specific technology, like talking about IT area, I would be honest because it's like common to see people that lie often in the interviews just to get a job, and then they will try to figure it out, and it could be a big problem, and it could be a like a step back on your career. So I remember that I forgot to present myself. I will present myself in the end when we will have the opportunity to talk with the other one people. So question number two, do you mind, Warley, to read and answer the second question to us? And he was like, oh, the second question.
Sure.
Don't
Uh,
worry, don't worry.
the second question is, what kind of clothes do you think are appropriate to wear for a job interview? Well, I think it depends of the interview place, if it's remote or at the office. So I think it depends a lot. But in general, I think a formal outfit would be nice. So I don't know how to say regata, but don't use that. And I think that's it. How about you, Camila?
Um, I'm going to answer this regarding my experience. So I think the job, the kind of job, it's really important when you have to decide related to your clothes. So sometimes I like to use a neutral wear or t-shirt. You don't need to use like a big, I don't know, brand in the t-shirt, or use a white or black t-shirt, not too much information. And I work as a financial this kind of thing, and I know that it's really important when you have to use social clothes. But I don't think it is really important. I believe if you are understandable, clear, and honest, this should be more really really hard for you, instead of thinking about your clothes. But of course, you don't need to use regata because I don't know too. But I think the neutral clothes, the neutral t-shirts in a online interview, it's is enough for me, I guess. And you waltzing, it's correct. It's the best way to say waltzing. Yeah.
Yes. That's
Okay. Perfect.
well, my case, normally I do job interviews online, and clothes
Yeah.
is not problem to me. But I always preserve the clothes without very colorful clothes, and this I don't like colorful clothes, and I in is inappropriate for the occasions. I prefer comfortable clothes, like a shirt, normal
Yeah.
t-shirt, no regata, of course, and without exaggerations too. And for me, sometimes I see one friend say I this job interview without t-shirt, and
No,
I don't understand this.
really?
Without
Which kind
t-shirt.
of job?
Ah, details. It's
I don't.
all
And
We
about.
don't know
IT
about it.
in IT job interview without
Oh,
t-shirt.
Okay. Okay.
like hired.
I
You're
don't
hired.
I don't understand it. This is
Look at him.
I don't understand. This is not a adult movie interview.
Well,
Yes.
man.
Anyway,
Maybe he needs to show his I don't know
Skills,
high
soft skills.
skills or hard skills. I don't know.
It
I
depends.
don't
It depends.
I don't
Well,
understand.
well. Let's get back to the math. I was researching a little bit, and the regata shirt is called sleeveless. Same mangas, sleeveless. So it's I just type it on Google Images types of shirts, and I got
Hmm.
an image, and we have sleeveless, like sleeve, but among us, less, same, simple like that. So I agree with you guys in uh, what can I say? First of all, wear something. Point number one, wear something, and then try to avoid sleeveless t-shirts and something like that. And
I
also
was worried
soccer
about the color. Imagine, I was worried about the color. The person
color
who
nude,
cares about it? Yeah.
nude. That's the color. Well, but as we are talking about remote interviews, all that you need is social shirt, and then you can have like shorts and flip flop, no matter. The problem is if someone bells the, I don't know, ring the bells, and oh, wait a minute, and you go there and you are like
Yes.
wearing shirts, it could be a problem. Or maybe you can be hired at the same time. I don't know. But but you know what? I was thinking while you were talking about clothes. Sometimes, even if we work remote, or if we are participating or applying for a remote job, sometimes if we like dress appropriately, or dress like in a formal way, it can change, it can switch a key on your brain, like, okay, you are working, you are,
Yeah.
you know, like it's something dumb. It's not dumb, but it's something simple that
Silly,
is not relevant. Yeah, but it can make a difference on
of
our
course.
mindset. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, when I work remotely and I have the opportunity to just get up from my bed and like come here and start to work. But it's different when you go out to work out, and when you got back, you take a shower and dress like in a formal way. It can be different. You can like face your daily activities or your daily tasks in a different way. So I would say that maybe if we can pay attention to that, it can, I don't know, make a positive difference on your routine, on our routine. Very good. Let's jump to the third question. Walden, do you mind to read and answer the third question to us?
Yes. Can you describe your strengths and weaknesses in a job interview?
Oh God.
This
It's
this is
impossible.
this is a new question for me.
Why do you need this job? A,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you have to pay your bills. B, because you love the company. Oh, of course, I love the company.
Well, normally, my strength is I am a very communicative in job interview. In all occasions, I am very shy. But when I in job interview, I can talk about the questions, my relative questions of my job for hours, and to me is my strength for me. And my weaknesses, I'm a very anxiety, and this is prejudices me sometimes. Anxiety, yeah, I have a lot of uh, things, thoughts about this job, and my anxiety is very bad to me. How about
I mean,
you, Camille?
wait a minute. Do you say something like that? Oh, I am an anxious person. Do you say that during an interview or not? Or you are that like that kind of people that say, "Oh, I am perfectionist. That's my
Oh,
weakness."
no. Is it perfectionism is a joke in job interview?
Yeah.
I mean, because in my case, the last hiring process that I participated, I enumerated like three or four weaknesses, and the biggest one was like an overthinker. Like I keep thinking about the problems while I am not even out of my shift. The business day has ended,
Yeah.
and I go there to do my stuff.
You dream,
To
right? You dream with the.
I In the beginning I was dreaming, but right now I'm not even sleeping. This is the backtrack sentence, the in the track. Oh, in the beginning it was a dream. Now I don't even sleep. What about you, Camila? What do you think about these two? How can you describe your strengths and weaknesses in a job interview?
This is a classic question, but I don't know how to answer this. This is terrible, right? But in my interview, yes, in my
It's hard.
interviews, I am always not so worried. I'm felt like okay, let's talk. So I prefer to have an interview like a conversation. Of course, I am formal in a formal way, but I prefer to have a soft conversation instead of felt so, oh my gosh, nervous. So I can control what I have to say, what I supposed to say, I believe. But this is a good thing. I think it's a strength. It's correct way, strengths, the pronunciation.
I
Yeah.
believe so.
So I think it's a good a positive point because I can control myself and what I have to say. Sometimes I say something not so normal, but that's okay. We can go ahead like a joke. But the weakness, it's really hard. I think is the most difficult thing to say because you have to be honest in the interview, in the job interview. So sometimes you don't have to say, "Oh, I'm perfectionist." Oh, come on,
No.
this don't get it. Come on, let's be adults. So I think my big problem is to try to find the solution for maybe to small problems in the same way that to big problems. So you are overthinking about it for once, for two nights, and you are just thinking you cannot find the solution. And sometimes the problem doesn't have a solution, but you are like struggling yourself trying to find a way to do it better. But sometimes you don't have the answer for this situation. So it's a weakness for me. I try to not like a perfectionist, but you try to improve the job, the things that you have to do in the better way to put your face in the job. And this is really hard sometimes when you are reply someone and you don't like to do the things like the others. So it's for me, it's really hard when you have to do your face in the job. So I think it's a weakness. And about the traits, I think it's communication. And in job interview, I think it's a wood face. Do you know what is? When you don't
Would
know how to say, cara de pau. I just go to the interview and try to talk like a normal way. Don't be afraid or nervous. And
or when
this is a
you
good thing.
or when you just realize something about your job and you explain that as you are the biggest specialist on that. Oh no,
Yes,
so
yes,
you can use this too and do it and do that. And you was like,
yes,
oh man, I just found it 5 minutes ago. But
yes.
no,
For
nobody
example,
noticed.
tell me your biggest project. I'm just only one. Okay, let me choose the only one. No, no, just kidding. For example, if you don't feel comfortable to have a conversation, English conversation, but you have to do this. I maybe three job interview was in English, and I was really good. So you don't need to feel afraid about it. Just be calm and go ahead. I think it's work. For
You know
me, that's
what?
work.
You know what? The last hiring process that I participated, I had 7 interviews and 6 of them was
Oh,
in English. And there was one situation where it were three people from the company, and the questions from one guy, every question that he made to me, I didn't know the answer. It was so bad to me. And when the other one asked something, oh, I know that. Ah, yeah, that, but when it comes back to that guy, I was like, I wasn't
mm,
staring at him anymore, and I was like, with, oh well, like, okay, I'm
yeah,
okay. When it finished, I was just left the shower because I was totally nervous, but it was okay. I believe it worked because I was hired, so. But it's not fair. It's not fair. Actually, interviews are not fair because sometimes they are not fair because it's impossible to show your abilities. Or even if you are a good professional and you are nervous, it can break things and all. So it's hard.
hmm,
What about you, Warley? You are so quiet tonight. Nobody lets you talk.
yeah.
You're so quiet,
Well,
man.
uh, I would describe my strengths as being, I don't know, proactive and a strong team player, and about communicate. Uh, I don't know, more related to soft skills. I think it's so important to the interviewer. And I would use specific example of how these strengths contribute to my achievements, to my job. And I don't know about the weakness. I would say perfectionist. I'm joking.
No, 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 please, no.
I I would choose areas where I have to improve, mainly related to technical topics. I think that's it. It's a classic, but also a hard question. So I think I would say that. How about you, then?
Yeah, as I've said before, it's hard to me to define myself. Not only to me, actually, the majority of people, I believe it's hard to define ourselves and even to sell ourselves because in my case, I always think that I'm not that I'm not the that I'm not the best fit to the position or that I I have like an is a little impostor syndrome, if I can say that, because
Yes.
you are not good enough, like, everybody
Never,
is
right? Never.
better. Yeah, everybody is better than you, but no, I'm humble. But I mean, I believe we have to be equilibrated when it comes to sell ourselves, to not oversell anything, and also to don't, I don't know, oh, tonight's being hard to express myself. Well, my biggest weakness is speaking English. Well,
Yeah.
but yes, I can practice. I'm used to have like in the wall of my office, in my office wall, I have like sheets paper with my strengths, my I had this. I had my strengths, my weaknesses, my next 5 years projects, my short time, medium term, and long term. The classic one.
Yeah.
And also is a strategy actually because let me think. Oh
Yes. And
yes.
you are looking the wall here.
Let me
Oh.
guess. I found it.
Yes. And
So
you cannot say only just say. You have to explain sometimes. It's really hard because you are, oh, I am a perfectionist. Oh, tell me why. And you are like, oh God. And you are like,
hmm,
oh, you don't know how to answer this.
I just find out in Google that it's important to say that we are perfectionists. That's why
Yes,
I
Chat
said that.
GPT. Chat GPT tell
Yes,
me that.
be a I am a perfectionist, and by now our 4.0 version to more
Yes,
to more resources. You are
yes.
using the free version of our app. Oh, I'm sorry. I was reading it. All right.
This is terrible, right?
So yeah. So let's jump to the fourth question. Do you mind to read it and answer, Camila?
Yes, was the Fargus, I
The
guess, right?
fourth one. Yes. Mhm.
Okay. Can you name a few common questions employers might ask in an interview? Mm, In my area, we have a certification, almost like a OAB. So it's a common question because I'm accountant, and we have a CRC. It's a certification that you have
Really?
to. Yes, we have to take this, and you have to take this to work in the area. So I think it's sometimes the 100% of people doesn't know, 99% of the people doesn't know about it because
I'm
yes.
included.
Yes, and you need to pay it every year, almost like a medical certification or lower certification. And it's a common question because it's really important. If you don't have it, the company could be, I don't know how to say, multada if has a, I don't know how to say this, not charged, charged,
It's charged. It's charged. You
charged.
can be charged
Yes,
or sued when it comes to the lawsuit, but the
yes.
company
For
can be
example, if
charged.
I don't know, someone goes to the company and asks, say, get me all the certification for the accountants employees. And if you don't get it, you have to be, the company could be in charge of it. So it's a common question, I guess.
Let
Uh,
me check if my account is certificate.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so. Or the common question, tell me about yourself in
Oh
English.
no, please. In English.
Yes, in English. And then you go like, oh, I go to the gym, I read books. This is a common question.
Describe your daily routine. Oh, like
Yes.
I only wake up to work and then I go back to the
Yeah,
bed.
10
That's my
minutes, 10 minutes
routine.
before you start to work.
I'm drink some
Eh,
vodka and I start to work.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
And how about you, Warley? What do you thinking about the common questions?
I think that's a lot of common questions. One really good is where do you see yourself in 5 years? That's
No.
a really common question. It's
I
a
have
hard
Yes.
one.
I have this
Uh,
paper on my wall.
Yes.
yeah, it's a really good question. Um Also, can you describe a challenging situation that you faced?
Ah, a
it's a good,
project. I hate this.
yeah, it's a good question too. And I don't know, how do you handle about pressure or deadlines and something like that? That's I hate that question, but it's a common question too. I think that's a lot of questions. And then
I
how
believe
about
there's
you?
I'm sorry, I believe
Yeah,
there's a template, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or there's a
yeah,
template
Yeah.
because it's always the same.
yeah. Always
Mm-hmm.
the same. Always the same.
You mentioned like a challenging situation that you have. Yes, I had the challenging situation there, and and they were like, "Wow, how can he remember that?" It seems that was yesterday. I said it's here, but wait a minute. I wasn't cheating. I was prepared. Like I never made up anything from the
Mm-hmm.
scratch. I only have studied and have considered the possibilities that they may ask me, and I was prepared. It's different than you are pretending to be something that you are not, or pretending
Yeah.
to explain something that you don't know. It's totally different. So I believe we have to have like preparation. We have to be prepared to the situation, and because we are going to be nervous, we are going to be
Yeah.
to forget important things. So I believe it's good. I apologize why I interrupted you.
No, don't worry. And these are really common questions, but it's also hard to answer that's these questions. So that's I think that's a lot of thing about it. How about you, Ozzy?
Well, my opinion, uh, tech recruiters have a book with a lot of questions, and for me, it's a same question in all interviews, same question on interviews, and I say. We want to be in 5 years, and what motivates you, and
Money next.
one question for me is a trap question. It is what your salary expectation is. This is for me is a trap. Is eliminating. I hate this question, but every interview have this question. I don't like this question. Salary expectation. No,
It's
I
hard.
don't like it.
It's hard
Uh,
because it seems they want to take advantage of you, right? If you
Yeah.
ask something lower that in their range, they will go, oh, okay, you are higher. That's your pay. That's your salary, your wage. It's it's hard. It's hard.
yeah.
How many interviews have you participated recently, Walls? Do you remember? Do you recall the number?
This year in
This
English,
year, yeah, in English, yeah. I mean, overall, like so far, how many in English?
this year infinite.
Oh, really? A
Yeah,
lot of them? Wow. And it's hard because maybe you can go to the next one like uh, don't believing oh it will be more of the same and maybe it will be your opportunity like it's tricky because you can like not dedicate your 100% at this opportunity but it maybe it would be a good company or something like that. Yeah, it's hard.
Or
People,
maybe you don't have time to wait the perfect opportunity. So you have to get
I wouldn't say the
what
perfect opportunity, but
not
maybe
perfect because
a
it's
good,
really hard, you know? It's really
yeah,
hard.
a good company. I mean, a good company, a good position, something that would fit your expectations. But you are
Yes.
like so tired of this, if you can say
Mhm.
this bullshit, or the
Yeah.
situation, this uncomfortable situation that you are like, oh, okay, whatever. but
Or sometimes you
maybe
have a deadline, right, to find a job. Or I need to find a job this month, so this I have to accept. So
yeah,
it's so sad, this kind of things, right?
it's hard. What do you think, guys, if we call the other people here to join us and we can like spend
Yes,
15 minutes with him?
yes.
The
For
show.
me,
Yeah,
that's
sure.
okay.
I said they should. Let me let me close the breakout room here. Deixa me close the breakout sala. While I work with Latin America customers also, so sometimes I am talking Spanish. My wife comes here, talks something Portuguese, and I have to refer to my team in English. Man,
when
sometimes
I
I
try
don't
to
know.
say when I
It's
try to
crazy,
say
right?
something in Spanish, I was like, yo no puedo hacer, right? And the person was like,
Right?
it was,
I
Or
it's
let's
it's
try it
really
out.
hard when I have to.
Let's try it
Yes.
out, verdad? Verdad?
yeah,
Yes.
I I was guiding the Spanish immersion yesterday, and I was uh, talking in Spanish, but I was thinking English. So it
Yes.
was really really hard. But yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
I will
Welcome back,
try,
people.
Warling. Which day? Oh, sorry, Leandro. Sorry.
Hi.
No, don't worry. Welcome back, people. Pedro, Elias, and Thiago. How was your conversation there? Was it
Hey,
good?
well, was good, and I'm thankful now because
Really?
because we talk a lot about interview with AI. Eh,
Really? Have you ever?
because Elias had a some interview with AI. Oh my God, it's so strange.
Really?
Yeah, I know. I'm not gonna
Wow.
have some experience like that. But
I never thought about that that could happen. So
Ora
it's so
sorriso.
it's so I believe it don't worry, man. I believe it's okay to us to use AI the same way, like to participate on the interviews, right?
It's really common nowadays.
Wow, wow, I'm getting old. So, let me ask you something, Pedro. Is it the same? Is it the same? I'm sorry. Is it the first immersion that you participate here on Talk and Talk or not?
No, no, it's my first conversation with you. Uh,
Ah, great, great. I'm relieved because you joined us and I hadn't had the opportunity to talk with you, but I believe you was okay. You was wow, you was that you were okay. All right, so people, I'm going to share with you our survey URL or survey link. Please evaluate ourselves if there's something that you didn't like here. Please write a comment, write down a comment saying something that we could be better with, that we could be improved actually, and it will be really great. And I'd like to spend like the next 12 minutes that we have here to, I don't know, we can continue talking about interview jobs. Like I had no idea that recruiters were using AI to interview people. I I think this is so disrespectful with the human beings that are trying to do their best, and man, it's unbelievable.
so
So
human.
If you, yes, if you want to see, I can show, but it's nothing you do.
wow.
If
Well,
you,
I would say to you to use AI to practice. Like we have Google, I believe Google Interview warm up. It's something like that. Let me find out this. But
yes.
it's a tool that you can try to use to practice with AI, but you are not cheating. You are practicing. At the end of the day, you are trying to be the best you can do to when you have the opportunity to talk with a human being. You can like express yourself right. Mainly if you are trying to do some interviews, to have some interviews in English. But to participate in a process with AI, man, this is unbelievable. Unbelievable. But well, modern times, modern things. I believe I am the old school, too old school to that kind of stuff.
Today I think I'm an old-fashioned too.
And you looks like you have nothing more than 20 years old. I don't know. And but we are
Yeah,
getting old, man. We are getting old.
thinking it's unbelievable. Yeah, I'm only 22.
So, do you know that there are some people? Do you know that there are some people that don't know how to use a regular computer, like a desktop or a laptop? They only know, even young people, they only know how to use a smartphone. Man, this is unbelievable to me. Like, do you remember the basic informaticers, like operating computers, Excel, Word, PowerPoint, Internet Explorer? Do you remember this time? So I believe we are going to need this again to learn how these young people to learn how to use computers.
Yeah, maybe
Man.
can be unfortunately trained in a close future.
Yeah. Well, so have you ever participated in an interview with AI or not?
Never. I'm old school. I'm old school too. Yeah, never.
But sometimes you have no choice, because if they set up an interview like that, what can you do? You feel like, oh man, what I'm doing here?
The platform, do you know the platform Turing?
Yes,
The Turing is using AI.
but to interview people?
Yes,
Yeah.
I think yes.
And what about you? Are you a developer, right?
Yeah.
Would you participate in an interview like with AI interviewer? Makes no sense to me. Like,
For me,
Not yet. I know that a lot of recruiters and a lot of recruiting process are using AI to read the resume and something like that. But to
okay.
interview,
yeah,
I never I never heard about it.
yeah, the resume is a common.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be aware of the SEO rules, like SEO, like
Yeah,
to take advantage of the algorithm, like
yeah,
to write your own curriculum.
the
Yeah.
keywords,
Yeah, the keywords,
Uh,
exactly.
so,
But
so
that's okay.
yeah. In a AI interview, you have to tell some keywords too for
Yeah, what's the
thinking
best?
thinking well, the this opportunity have a creativity, and I have to tell a lot about creativity. Uh, well,
Yeah.
Like, which
It,
kind of weakness can I say in a job interview? For example, you can ask this for a AI, and then you go to have a great answer. Okay, acceptable, I guess.
yeah. Elias is asking to show to us to share his screen and show to us the interview. But yeah, I believe it have to be out of YouTube.
Yeah.
Because okay, so we are finishing here. Wait a minute. We are finishing here our live on YouTube. Welcome, people. Please be our guest in the next meeting, and we are finishing our meeting right now. In a moment.